Anthony Edwards is one of the most fearless scorers in the league, and I wanted to find out what it feels like to train like him. Let's get it. That's one. Oh. All right. Oh. What's good with y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm putting you guys through a full Anthony Edwards workout. I think Ant is one of the most explosive, confident, ruthless players in the league. And I'm trying to tap into that mindset and show you guys what that looks like through training. If you guys hoop and want to do this exact workout, I suggest y'all tap in. This is going to be a mix of my work and Ant's work. So yeah, follow along and add this to y'all bag. Right now I'm starting out with 10 form shots to get warmed up. It's a little muggy out, so I'm a little sluggish, but it's still gonna work. I think that's 7. Got 3 more. It's 8. Oh, 9. I got 1 more. All right, let's work. All right, y'all, now let's get into the dribbling warm up. This is something light to get the body moving. I'm gonna be putting you guys through some basic drills that anyone can do to improve their ball handling and quickness, whether you're a pro or beginner. I feel like these are real essential to find that confidence with the ball in your hand, so let's get into it. First, we're gonna start with 20 pounds each hand, low, medium, or high. 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure I get into that low base to where y'all feel confident and take the ball wherever y'all wanna go with it. 9. All right, high. It's all right if I lose the ball. That means I'm getting better. All right, here at the next side. I really don't put a limit on how many dribbles it takes me to get warmed up. Just keep going until y'all feel comfortable. 10. 10. All right, next we got 20 tight crossovers and 20 wide crossovers. 1, 4. All right, wide. 6. 6. 2. 6. 6. 8. 10. All right. Now we got 20 tweens each side. All right, make sure y'all change your pace. Don't stay stable. All right, make sure that hips swivel. All right, find that confidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. All right, that's 10. Now we got behind the back, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oh, Give me 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 more. All right, that's 10. Now we got a little pound variation. All right, we're gonna pound it. Go between the legs, behind the back, and hezzy. Okay. Act like you attacking the rim, and that's when your set is over. All right. So we're gonna do 10 each side. So we're gonna pound. Go. That's 1. All right. Pound. Go. That's 2. Pound. That's 3. Do that one over. All right, it's 4. It's 5. Pound. 6. 7. 8. 9. 1 more. Okay, other side. Whew. It's tough. 1. 2. 3. Imagine that defender in front of y'all. I don't like that one. Go 3. 4. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. Damn. 8. 2 more. Tack it. 9. All right, last one. On 10. All right, so that's basically what I do to get warmed up. Y'all can add any variation, any combos y'all want, but make sure I get that sweat in so I go for the rest of y'all workout, all right? Now let's really get into it. All right, y'all, now we're gonna build up the warm up. All right, we'll add a little finishing variation to it. We're gonna toss it out, rip through, pound. We're gonna tween between the legs and finish with a floater with the opposite hand. All right, so look a little something like this. Rip through. That's 1. All right, make sure I saw that pound. I feel like that's the most important part of the move. Okay, so throw it out. That's 2. Last one. Run that back. Run that back. All right, float, that's 3. Now we got the other side. Toss it out. All right, that's 1. Toss it out. It's 2. Last one. Lazy. Last one. All right, that's 3. All right, try now. Let's work on some different isolation moves. Andrew will code our facing defenders. He's never predictable. He never lets the defender know his next move. So we're gonna work on some different hesitations, snatchbacks. You're supposed to drive to the hoop. There's different ways to score, different ways to get a bucket, all right? So first we're gonna start at the top of the key. All right, we're gonna hit him with a setup move, between the legs, behind the back, whatever y'all want. Let's say the defender on your hip. All right, you're gonna hit him with a hesitation. All right, you're gonna skate from him with an in and out. We're gonna finish on both sides, okay? I'm gonna start on the right. So I'm here. All right, that's 1. I know a lot of y'all don't have defenders on y'all, so use your imagination, all right? We're here, hezzy. That's 2. Here, finish. All right, that's 3. I get the other side. It's 1. All right, here. 2. All right, y'all, we got 1 more. Here. Oh. 1 more. All right. That's 3. Y'all, so now we're gonna counter off that last move. All right, we're gonna start at the top of the key. Hit him with a setup dribble. Make sure I control your speed and pace. Then we hit the free throw line. Give him a little hesitation, but instead of the in and out escape after that, we're gonna hit him with a pound dribble. All right, and off that same leg, you're gonna jab and euro, all right? You're gonna do 3 different finishes on each side. Usually when I work out, I like to have fun with it, play games, it keeps the mind going, and also makes it a better workout, all right? So we're here. Oh, that's 1. Here, top of the key. All right, that's 2. The change of speed in this workout is real important. So we're here. All right, that's 3. Now we got the other side. Hey. So we're here. That's one. Oh. That's two. All right, last one. Set them up. All right, that's three. All right, next drill. All right, y'all, so next we got the in and out, snatch back, hesitation. All right, you're gonna start anywhere around the wing. I just feel like it gives you the most space to maneuver. So first we hit them with a setup move, the in and out. All right, if they don't bite, we counter them with a reverse snatch behind the back, reverse snatch between the legs, or reverse snatch behind the back, all right? If they don't go for that, we counter them with the third move, which is hesitation. I feel like it's the most important, all right? So my hezi usually in and out with a head fake, all right? I usually have the other opposite hand, cover the ball like I'm about to shoot, then they bite, all right? So remember, never let the defender control your speed, control your pace. All right, we're gonna do 3 each side. Let's get it. So we're here. All right, that's one. So we're here. All right, that's two. We're here. That's three. Now we got the other side. All right, that's one. That's two. All right, that's three. So now we're gonna hit him with a little counter, all right? You don't always need 3 moves. All right, so now we're gonna do 3 side. Let's do an in and out and behind the back. All right, keep it simple. So we're here. Oh, one. Here. Oh, they don't go for it. That's two. We're here. They cut you off, get by, and finish. All right, now we got the other side. We're here. Cut them off. That's one. And out. Sight. That's two. Over here. Oh. All right, that's three. All right, next drill. All right, y'all, so next we're gonna work off this left wing. All right, we're gonna toss it out, rip through, take 2 hard dribbles, and pull up for a jumper. All right, off that toss up, you're gonna rip through, and off that back leg, when you rip through, make sure you explode off it, 2 hard pounds, and pull up. All right, we're gonna do 3 each side. So we're here. 1. Toss it out. Rip through. And pull up. That's 2. Rip through. All right, that's 3. Now we got the other side. Toss it out. Rip through. That's 1. Toss it out. Rip through. It's 2. 3. This is gonna be the counter to it, okay? We're gonna go back on the left side, but we're not gonna rip through. We're gonna dribble up, all right? In and out, off that second leg, off that front leg, you're gonna step back on that second dribble and step back for the 3, all right? For the mid-range, I mean. In and out, step back. All right, that's 1. In and out, that's a better one. All right, don't count that last one. We're gonna do 3 each side. So get in the pace, get in the rhythm. All right, that's 1. Oh. All right, that's 2. All right, that's 3. Now we got the next side. I usually like to side step when I go to the right. Some people like to pound, step back. I'm going playing off that left leg and side step to the right. And out. All right, a little off balance there. Let's get on balance. In and out. All right, that's 1. In and out. That's 2. Now we're gonna work off that second dribble. That last one took too many. All right, here. 3. Sorry, we gonna show all the misses. We good, we miss sometimes. A lot of times, here we go. All right, that's 3, next drill. All right, y'all, so next we got the same concept as the left side. Only on the right wing this time, right? Same concept, we're gonna toss it out, rip through, 2 hard dribbles for a minute. We're gonna do 3 each side. Y'all gotta be able to work both sides of the court. Rip through. All right, that's 1. Rip through. 2. Rip through. Jumper. All right. Now we got the other side. Rip through. Jumper. That's 1. Two. All right, that's 3. Now we're gonna build up that move, okay? We're gonna counter it. So you're gonna start back on the right side. You're gonna toss it out. Actually, no, you're not gonna toss it out. You're gonna come up, hit him with an in and out, all right? You're gonna hit him with a pound dribble off that front leg. Then we're gonna side step. All right, you're gonna linger that defender to sleep. So we're here, in and out, pound. I usually like to have another pound and get momentum from my jumper, all right? Off that side step. So it looks something like this. In and out. All right, that's 1. All right, read off your defender. You don't have to use all 3 moves, just read off what they're doing. In and out. All right, that's 2. Give them little hesitations, however y'all want it. All right, last one. In and out. All right, that's 3. Now I got the next side. Oh. In and out. All right. Oh. Let's hit 1. In and out. All right, that's 1. Just a read and react game. Here. All right, 2. All right, last one. All right, that's 3. Next drill. All right, y'all, next you got transition 3s. And did a real good job at incorporating that to his game this year. He took a lot of good shots of transition, just in general. So we're gonna make sure you make that a key part of this next drill, all right? You're gonna start around half. You're gonna toss it out. Take 1 hard dribble and rise up, all right? We're gonna hit 3 each side. So we're here. All right, that's 1. That's 2. All right, and that's 3. Now we got the right side. Toss it out. That's 1. Way off. All right, we got 2 more. That's 2. 1 more. That's 3. All right, y'all, so next we're gonna work off that last move and counter it, all right? So instead of taking that pound dribble and rising up, take that pound dribble, either side step or escape dribble, all right? You gonna hit 3 each side. So we here. That's 1. Here. Never let that defender control where y'all go on the court, all right? Control that pace. So we here. 2. Oh, that's ugly. 1 more. All right, that's 3. Now we got the other side. Here. All right, that's 1. Here. All right, that's 2. All right, that's 3. Now we got 2 free throws to finish it off. I made 2 in a row. One. Come on, 2 more. One. right, y'all. All right, y'all, that was tough, but that's what makes Anthony Edwards different. He doesn't just score, he attacks. You can't just be casual out there and expect to play like Ant. You gotta train like you mean it. So if there's any other player out there you want me to train like, any other legend, let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you for watching, and we out.